over our trades today. We went over SunEdison this morning, and we went over this actually for a buy at $9.20, which was one of the levels that we went over. We ended up buying this out of the gate for a pop. Made $900 on it. Was up way more. I had a ton of this. It was trading tons of volume, which is one of the things that's good about our service is that we're not trading penny stocks, so you don't have to worry about being able to follow as much as you do somebody that's trading $5 low float stocks. Now, occasionally JS Trader might be in some. I stay away from them. I'm just not good at trading them anyway. I know some people, that's what they're good at. They're good at trading penny stocks. I personally am not good at it. But you can see on this SunEdison, SUNE, you had almost 1 million shares in volume every minute just right out of the gate. We were buying on this $9.50, and then just before the high $9.69, I sold half through $10, and then pulled back and got stopped out of the rest. So it wasn't the best trade. I thought this thing was going to keep going, and you got to remember what always sets your trades up, for a day trader is going to be news, market conditions, volume, and the day chart. The day chart's one of the main things. If the day chart's not set up to go, the stock's just not going to go, bottom line. This SunEdison was actually a really nice look. Was breaking descending resistance. Had some news out on it this morning. Raised guidance, which is what you want to see. And this stock had been beat up so bad. This wasn't a perfect day chart setup, but we didn't have a perfect day chart setup to choose from. And that's one of the things that I go over in the course that I teach is that you're not always dealing with perfect scenarios out there. So neither trade that we took today, which we made a few trades on YUM short, YUM short as well, were perfect day chart setups. YUM Brands, YUM, we were playing this. This actually had some descending support that ended up holding fairly well right here. You start with the gap. We go over how to draw your speed lines in our course as well. But we go over these speed lines. This descending support held pretty well, but it had such high volume, which descending support requires volume to break. Ascending resistance requires volume to break. Ascending support does not require volume, and descending resistance does not require volume to break. But we had a couple different trades on this. This kind of established a level right here at 68. So we were shorting up here near 68 when this was flagging for a move down. Covered into this swoosh down right here. It's easier to see on the minute chart. Covered into this swoosh down right here. And then after lunch, which we didn't trade right through here, after lunch when 68 wasn't holding again, we were short again, covered on this move down, and then covered into this pop up. I had a break-even stop on the remainder of my position, and I pulled it early just because I had a feeling it was going to get stopped. But you can see right here, 68 held again. So 68 comes and bangs 68. And that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about is trading these relative levels. You want to find where these stocks are trading, okay? And find those levels that are kind of the deciding levels, all right? And if those levels aren't holding, and you want to try to stick with the whole numbers, so 68, 68.50, because the stock might show 60, let's say 68.47 high, but your resistance is really 68.50, okay? So you don't want to do a stop if you're, let's say you're short. You don't want to do a stop at 68.48. Probably want to do a stop 68.51 if you see a 68.47 high. Okay, so try to stick around those whole numbers. So knowing that 68 was kind of the level that this stock was trading around, I saw that it wasn't holding. So right here, you're going to have a long bias because 68, it bangs against 68, it pulls. Right here is 67.25, 67, 67.25, kind of the lows. Comes back down, 67.25, pops up to 68, pulls, 68, just kind of ranging right here. It doesn't necessarily go to 67.25, pops to 68. Doesn't necessarily pull back to 67.25. When it gets above 68 at lunch, that's kind of typical. But again, even though it is lunchtime, you still, from a technical standpoint, have a long bias on this stock until it gets back below 68. So it's got to hold 68 through here for you to want to have a long bias and flip and hold that long bias coming out of lunch. When 68 wasn't holding, that's when we short. And again, we do all this stuff in real time, and it's a lot easier to explain in real time as it's happening. Anybody can go over a chart that's old and say, well, this is going to happen and this happens there and this happens there. But we do this stuff in real time. We give you our entries, our exits, our stops. If we have our hand on the trigger, we tell you leave your hand on the trigger. If it's a risky trade, we tell you it's a risky trade. So we do all this stuff in real time. You know, not every trade works. We actually played Yum tried to play Yum long. Listen how irritating this was. We tried to play Yum long off of this descending support. 68.24 stop. It hits, 67.24 stop. It hits 67.20 and rips. And on those day chart levels, a lot of time what happens, you're going to test a level. So descending support, you'll test it, you'll bounce, you'll retest, and you'll fail. Now, we haven't had the retest of those lows yet. It's been kind of ranging near those lows. But once we hit that 67.20, 67.19, that'll be the test, the real test. I don't know if we're going to do it today. It looks like we're just kind of ranging. Market's been kind of all over the place. But these were the only trades that I made today. You know, we popped a couple grand yesterday as well. We were trading DD, and this is another one that had huge volume. Now, out of the gate yesterday, this thing was very strong. And again, the news, the CEO news, and I was telling the room that I thought that this would be a good play. And we actually got short calling the Gravestone Doji on the day chart. We said there was a high probability of a Gravestone Doji, which is exactly what you got. Ended up on the day chart, and we went over why with the members. And it's actually in our pre-market video. It was a warning of why we were hesitant long. But this worked long right out of the gate, and then it was just a nice fade once it cracked this 56.41. So we actually made a long trade. We took a stab short on a parcel position, got stopped. Then we took a full position when we had confirmation of the break, 56.41, and we kind of walked it down. So again, we're not always right. We try to do the best we can to help. We definitely give good looks. This week has been great so far. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow in the room. If you have any questions, you can email me, help@tradewithkavin.com. Everyone have a good night.